Pyrus here, Superintendent of the Medway Schools. We're here for another installment of our Spotlight on Excellence. Today we wanted to talk a little bit about a recent community event that included a community book read of a book called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, as well as a culminating event. To my left is Dr. Ryan Sherman, our Director of Wellness, who had an important role in organizing this. So talk a little bit about how the idea came to you and how you executed it.
This really all started with our leadership team and school committee. Heard about the book, we're excited to read it over the summer and read it as a kind of a little book club. And during that time, a Medway parent who had also read the book and was excited about it and excited about bringing the message to the Medway parent community, we met over the summer. We both shared our excitement around the book and the messages within it. And that's really where the idea started to bring it outside of the school and really to the greater community as a book read.
Yeah. A minute to talk about the structure of how you implemented this strategy.
Yeah, so it was kind of a two-pronged approach. So the first was that we purchased the books and parents or community members were able to sign up and get those books and pick them up at our schools. And then that was pretty organic after that. Some folks, of course, read it on their own, but there were a lot of neighborhood book clubs that got together, read the book as kind of already established book clubs, and then discussed it within the community. So that kind of happened through the fall, through September, October, November. And then in early December, we got together as a community for the second part, which was having Dr. Peter Gray and our panelists from Medway Schools talk about the main themes of the books and allowing parents and community members who had read the book to then ask questions to kind of the experts in the field. So it's kind of the double approach there. Right?
And would you just share who was on the panel?
Yeah, so we had Dr. John Murray, who's of course our high school principal, Joanna Cyr, who's our district social worker, and then Angela Gavillan, who's our early education at the McGovern School, school adjustment counselor.
So those three staff members with Peter Gray, Dr. Gray talked about the elements of the book and sort of this social media impact, and Dr. Gray's perspective is really to create more opportunities for sort of play and freedom for kids.
My name is Angela Gavillan. I'm the school adjustment counselor over at McGovern. It was awesome to be part of the community book read for the Anxious Generation. I think an awesome thing that sort of came out of the discussion and that we always talk to parents about is trying to replicate what we're doing here in terms of setting up little chill zones at home and thinking about the different coping skills that the kids are learning here and how they can bring them home and just making sure we're not relying as much on the tablet in those tough moments.
Hi, I'm John Murray. I'm the principal of Medway High School. Last year I became aware of the book The Anxious Generation and was immediately interested in learning more about what the book had to say, particularly around the impact of the use of cell phones by teenagers and the impact on their academic abilities, but also the mental health challenges associated with using cell phones in the classroom. So last school year in May, we started to brainstorm some ideas about how we could support our students based on what we learned from the Anxious Generation, particularly around the mental health impacts that students face, that always have something on them that's buzzing, and the fear of missing out with something going on, and so not being able to focus on their classroom work, combined with our teachers telling us that they're really struggling with managing teaching the classroom while battling the distractions of the cell phones in the classroom and looking for some tools to be able to support them. And so as a school, we decided to invest in these cell phone holders, but really the practice of our teachers saying to our kids, like, this is a distraction to your learning. This has a negative impact on your mental health. We're seeing fewer discipline issues connected to the cell phone during the day. Lots of positives from teachers anecdotally about the impact on academics. Because our students are able to focus. So that catalyst of looking at the book back in the spring, changing policy, having the community come together to read this book, I think has been a really positive impact for our school community and our students' well-being as a whole.
Too, like to thank the MFE for their sponsorship of the purchase of the books, so that we could really have this broad community event. An example of something that I think the Medway Schools does differently than many other surrounding communities, and I'm appreciative of the innovation and the drive to do things differently. This has been another Spotlight on Excellence. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.